Toys hold a unique enchantment, transcending mere playthings to become vessels of imagination, nostalgia, and learning. From the simplest wooden blocks to complex digital gadgets, toys embody a world of possibilities. Their appeal lies not just in their physical form, but in the stories they inspire, the creativity they ignite, and the emotional connections they foster. For children, toys are gateways to new realms, fostering cognitive development and social skills. Adults, too, find solace and joy in toys, either reliving cherished memories or discovering new passions. The fascinations with toys is a testament to their ability to evoke wonder, joy, and a timeless sense of adventure across generations. Round 2. What we affectionately refer to as the Pied Piper of lost brands is a dynamic and innovative company that has captivated the world of collectibles and nostalgia. With an uncanny ability to breathe new life into long-forgotten cherished brands, Round 2 has become a modern-day storyteller, leading an enchanting parade of iconic toys and collectibles back into the hearts and hands of enthusiasts. Like the legendary Pied Piper, Round 2's mesmerizing tune beckons vintage treasures from the shadows of obscurity, enticing collectors and fans with a harmonious revival of beloved relics. Join us as we embark on a whimsical journey into the realm of Round 2, where the past is resurrected, cherished, and adored once more. Round 2 LLC is an innovative collectibles company located in South Bend, Indiana. Its family includes Otter World 1/64 scale electric slot racers, Johnny Lightning, Racing Champions, AMT, MPC, and Polar Lights model kits, American Muscle, and Ertl custom and premium collectibles. Playing Mantis was a notable toy manufacturer with a significant impact on the die-cast toy car and collectibles market. Founded in the 1990s by Thomas Lowe, Playing Mantis gained recognition for its innovative approach to producing high-quality die-cast cars and nostalgic collectible toys. Playing Mantis ventured into other collectible toy lines, including Sizzlers, electric racing cars, and Polar Lights model kits. Their offerings often targeted both collector and hobbyist, further broadening their product range and consumer base. One of the key contributions of Playing Mantis was the revival and reinvigoration of the Johnny Lightning brand, known for its detailed die-cast toy cars. In 1994, Playing Mantis acquired the rights to the Johnny Lightning name and logo, aiming to revive the brand and cater to the growing collector market. From 1994 to June 2004, over 600 different models were produced. Under the leadership of Lowe, Playing Mantis focused on producing die-cast cars that emphasize accuracy, quality, and intricate details. They introduced a plethora of theme series such as muscle cars, classic cars, and movie-themed vehicles, capturing the nostalgia of different eras. This approach resonated well with collectors and enthusiasts, establishing Johnny Lightning as a sought-after brand in the die-cast car market. Polar Lights was established by Tom Lowe at Playing Mantis in 1996. It started as a brand that would recreate long out-of-production kits that had been manufactured in the 60s and 70s by the Aurora Model Company. Aurora had released many pop culture-oriented kits based on popular superheroes, TV shows, and movies. Most notable was their selection of Universal Monsters figure kits. Polar Light's initial model kit release was a reproduction of the Addams Family House kit and was offered at first as a Feo Schwartz exclusive. The brand went on to recreate many Aurora kits. Sometimes kits were completely retooled, while in some cases bagged shots were purchased using existing tools. The kit always reproduced the original packaging and tried to emulate the look of the vintage instruction sheets. New kits were introduced along the way based on various licenses such as Forbidden Planet, Scooby-Doo, The Simpsons, and Lost in Space, among many others. Polar Lights gained the Star Trek license in 2003 and began producing new kits based on the license. The brand's initial releases were the first USS Enterprise NCC 1701 and Klingon Battlecruiser, both in 1/1000th scale. Later releases include a 1/1000th scale NX-01 Enterprise based on the show Star Trek Enterprise being aired at the time, and a grand 1/350 scale kit of the Enterprise refit, also referred to as the 1701A. Large-scale military kits had already been offered, but this kit set the gold standard for what a sci-fi plastic-injected kit could be. The emergence of these kits shifted the reputation of the brand from being a quality imitation of old kits to offering precision detailed kits of sci-fi subject matter. The brand was one of the first to take advantage of what would become known as social media by establishing an online message board where consumers could interact and share notes and excitement about the company's product offerings. The message board was shut down following the sale of Playing Mantis to RC2 in 2004. In 2008, Tom Lowe's new company, Round 2 LLC, acquired Polar Lights and historic model kit brands AMT and MPC. At first, the brands and associated tooling were obtained via a licensing agreement with RC2, but were gained outright a few years later. Under Round 2's control, the brand maintained its reputation for accuracy and implemented upgrades to existing kits where needed. This approach carried through to new kits based on the Forbidden Planet and the 1966 Batman TV show. Johnny Lightning is a well-known brand associated with die-cast toy cars, renowned for its detailed replicas and rich history deeply ingrained in American pop culture. The brand was introduced by Topper Toys in 1969, adding to their diverse portfolio of toys and solidifying their presence in the die-cast car market. The Johnny Lightning brand was birthed within Deluxe Reading, a toy manufacturing company based in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Initially operating under various names like Topper Toys, Deluxe Topper, and Topper Corporation, Deluxe Reading crafted original toy products. However, it was the introduction of Johnny Lightning, a series of die-cast car models featuring custom castings with speed-type wheels and metal bases, that became their hallmark. During the late 1960s, Johnny Lightning catered to the die-cast car model enthusiast, offering a range of vehicle models and tracks. Their innovation took flight in 1970 with the creation of a jet-powered line, incorporating castings with inflatable bladders that allowed the die-cast model cars to move across tracks. Sadly, an unsuccessful public stock sale in 1971 led to the discontinuation of the Johnny Lightning die-cast model line. Topper Toys was an American toy company that left a lasting mark on the toy industry during the mid-20th century. Founded in 1953 by Henry and Alfred Katz, Topper Toys quickly gained recognition for producing innovative toys. In its early years, Topper Toys focused on creating a wide range of toys, including dolls, action figures, and various playsets. The company gained significant attention and success with the introduction of their best-known toy line, Johnny 7 One-Man Army. In the early 1960s, the Johnny 7 OMA was a versatile toy gun that could transform into 7 different weapons, reflecting the fascination with action and military-themed toys during that era. Another notable creation by Topper Toys was Dawn, a doll introduced in the late 1960s. Dawn dolls were smaller and more affordable than other fashion dolls, making them highly popular among girls and collectors. In addition to dolls and action figures, Topper Toys also ventured into the die-cast car market, producing the Zoomer Boomer line of toy cars. These cars were known for their unique design and featured pullback and zooming actions. They added an element of excitement and interactivity to playtime. Despite their success, Topper Toys faced challenges and financial difficulties during the 1970s. The company eventually ceased operations in the early 1970s, marking the end of an era for Topper Toys. Their legacy lives on through the nostalgia and fond memories associated with their iconic toys, which are still cherished by collectors and enthusiasts today. In conclusion, Topper Toys made a significant impact on the toy industry during its years of operation, leaving behind a legacy of innovative and beloved toys like Johnny 7 OMA, Dawn dolls, and the Zoomer Boomer cars. Their contributions reflected the spirit of creativity and playfulness that defined the mid-20th century, and their toys continue to be cherished by generations of toy enthusiasts. While the original Topper Toys company faced financial challenges and eventually ceased operations in the 70s, the Johnny Lightning brand was later revived and acquired by various companies. Johnny Lightning die-cast molds and trademarks were acquired in 1994 by Tom Lowe. The Johnny Lightning brand was sold again in 2004 to RC2. Johnny Lightning saw new branding, logos, and packaging until the Japanese toy brand Tomy stepped into the picture in 2011 and ended production. In 2016, Thomas Lowe's new company, Round 2 LLC, purchased the licensing to Johnny Lightning. AMT, short for Aluminum Model Toys, was a model company founded in Troy, Michigan in 1948 by attorney Wes Gallagher Sr. as a secondary income. The first products were 125 scale pre-assembled promotional models. AMT's first model was a 1947-1948 Ford four-door sedan made of cast aluminum and painted with official Ford paint. In the early 1950s, Gallagher turned over day-to-day operations to George Totiff. Remember his name, he will come up later, so that George could focus on his law career. AMT designed their own models, but subcontracted the molding to several companies, including Continental Plastics in Fraser, Michigan. By the mid to late 1960s, model kit sales picked up and other companies such as Model Products Corporation, MPC, entered the market and were gaining popularity. AMT, facing competition, decided to branch out with other themes and types of models to better compete. Many of these models were based on TV shows, movies, science fiction models, fire trucks, planes, bulldozers, trucks, NASCAR models, vans, and more. In 1969, AMT released truck kits such as the California Hauler 359 kit, and through the 1970s, AMT offered others like the Chevrolet Titan GMC Astro, the Peterbilt 352, Kenworth W925, the Autocar, and White Road Boss. In 1971, AMT issued models of American LaFrance firefighting trucks, including a pumper, a rear-mount aerial ladder truck, and a rear-mount articulating boom truck. AMT had arrived when they signed the Star Trek contract on August 1, 1966. It was for the plastic model rights to the Star Trek television series. AMT produced a model of the Starship Enterprise, which was one of their best-selling kits. They also made a kit of the Klingon D-7 battlecruiser ship. They continued to release several other Star Trek kits, such as a 1/12 scale figure of Spock fighting a three-headed alien, a Romulan bird of prey, and a Starfleet shuttlecraft, the Enterprise bridge, and a K-7 space station. In 1978, Lesney Products and Company Limited of England, the makers of Matchbox die-cast vehicles, bought AMT and moved the company to Baltimore, Maryland, closing the Maple Road facility in Troy, Michigan. This was just the first of a series of buyouts of AMT over the next few years. In 1982, the Ertl Company purchased AMT from Lesney, renamed it to AMT Ertl, and moved the company to Dyersville, Iowa. In the early 1990s, AMT released new kits with new tooling for some of their older kits, such as the 1955 Chevy Bel Air, 1957 Chrysler 300, 1958 Edsel Pacer, the 1960 Ford Starliner, and the 1966 Ford Fairlane GT. In the late 90s, AMT did something new. They released pre-assembled and painted versions of these kits and sold them as Masterpiece Series. They were nicely packaged in foam, including a certificate of authenticity. AMT Ertl had a 24-year relationship until AMT was sold in 2007. Ertl itself was bought by Racing Champions in 1999. Production of plastic kits continued, but they were not very good. Companies such as Stevens International and Model King reissued AMT kits. AMT was subsequently purchased by Round 2 LLC of South Bend, Indiana in 2012. Racing Champions Ertl and its successor RC2 was bought by Tomy in 2011. In 2015, Round 2 obtained the rights to produce and market Racing Champions brand and reintroduced the toolings formerly used under Racing Champions Mint, as well as Ertl American Muscle. Hawk Models, or Hawk Model Airplanes, was established in 1928 by brothers Dick and Phil Mates in Chicago, Illinois. From its inception in 1928 to the early 1950s, the company manufactured a line of solid wood aircraft models, which eventually included injection-molded propellers. During World War II, the brothers helped to supply plastic identification models for use in military training. Promoted as America's oldest model company, the company was purchased by the Tester Corporation in 1970. The Hawk Company assets were later acquired by J. Lloyd International Incorporated of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which in turn sold them to Round 2 LLC of South Bend, Indiana in 2013. MPC, Model Products Corporation, known by its acronym MPC, is an American brand and former manufacturing company of plastic scale model kits and pre-assembled promotional models of cars that were popular in the 60s and 70s. MPC began when George Toteff, I told you he would pop back up, a vice president at AMT, left to form his own company. MPC was established in 1963 by George A. Toteff Jr. and Dick Branster with facilities in Mount Clemens, Michigan. MPC produced its first promotional models in 1965. The first product to appear under its logo was a highly detailed 1/25th scale 1964 Corvette Stingray coupe, featuring working front suspension and included extra speed and customizing parts. Toteff's new company, MPC, developed license agreements with General Motors Corporation as well as Chrysler. Chrysler represented many of MPC's first promotional offerings from 1965. Toteff remained on good terms with his former colleagues at AMT, and many of the first MPC products were distributed in AMT packaging. For example, the 1967 Plymouth Barracuda, originally made as a dealer promotional for Chrysler, was also marketed as a kit in an AMT box. For 1968-1969, the newly designed second iteration Barracuda reverted to an MPC box with no apparent AMT connection. General Mills bought MPC from George Toteff in 1970, and George Toteff would stay on as president. In the late 1970s, General Mills created a separate identity for its toy and hobby arm and named it CPG Products Corporation. During this time, MPC kits were marketed as part of CPG's Fundimensions division. General Mills' ownership lasted until 1985. From the beginning, MPC offered original toolings of a wide variety of automobiles, ranging from luxury cars of the 1920s to contemporary dragsters and funny cars. Early in its history, MPC developed a licensing agreement with Airfix, releasing some of the British manufacturer's 1/32nd scale kits under the MPC logo. Like many model makers during the 60s, MPC capitalized on the popularity of slot car racing. Using its plastic car bodies, a new Dino Charger, or simply Dino, slot car series were first issued in a yellow box. A notable example of this series was the 1957 Corvette, which featured Dino brakes, special brakes for the front wheels of a slot car. In the early 70s, MPC ventured into character model concepts similar to Revell's Ed Roth Ratfink custom car kits or Bill Campbell's Weirdos series for Hawk. MPC's offerings were marketed as zingers and featured comical and swollen-looking vehicles with huge drag racing engines. In 1985, MPC was purchased by the Ertl Company, which had also acquired AMT in 1981. Ertl, in turn, became part of RC2 Corporation in 1999 and was subsequently absorbed into Tomy International Incorporated. From 2008, MPC products were reissued under license from Japanese Tomy by Round 2 LLC. Round 2 LLC ultimately acquired MPC's assets outright in 2011, along with those of AMT and Ertl. The Lindberg line. Paul W. Lindberg's journey in the modeling industry began with a collaboration with Olsen, forming Olin and releasing their first molded plastic airplane kits branded as such. The P-80B Shooting Star marked the start, later transitioning to Lindberg as the F-80C. Varney, a competitor, sold its aircraft kit tooling to Olin as they shifted focus to trains. In the 1950s, Lindberg emerged independently, offering a diverse range of subjects, vintage and modern airplanes, military aircraft, and passenger airliners, alongside battleships and aircraft carriers. They introduced the innovative Cellovision packaging, featuring large cellophane windows displaying the kit contents. Some aircraft models persisted into the late 50s, constructed from vacuum-formed styrene. The 1960s saw Lindberg delving into 1/24th scale automotive kits, particularly hot rods, often including electric motors, which occasionally challenged novice builders. They expanded to 1/32nd scale hot rods and ventured into 1/8 scale Ford Roadsters and dragsters. Automotive subjects like the Bugatti Royale and the Mercedes SSK showcased notable craftsmanship. However, a brief stint in slot racing led to a swift departure. The late 60s introduced the Mini Lindy line, featuring unassembled plastic cars and trucks in 1/64 scale. In the 1990s, under George Toteff's leadership, see him, he's sticking around like a bad penny, Lindberg rolled out new kits, notably detailed car models like the 1964 Dodge in 1/25th scale. Automotive subjects spanned the 50s and 60s, including a Ford Crown Victoria police car. Their tooling acquisitions continued, incorporating items from various sources like AMT, MPC, IMC, and testers. The 2000s witnessed Lindberg introducing new kits like the 1/24th scale Dodge Charger and Ford-based designs initially produced by testers. In 2013, Lindberg became a part of Round 2 LLC. Otter World was founded in 1958 by Bob Smith and Oscar Kowaleski. It began as a mail-order business. Its first catalog, issued in 1959, was a modest effort assembled by the Kowaleski family in its kitchen. Subsequent releases grew in content and effort. A full-color printing graced the cover of the third edition in 1961, and the slot car craze began to take off in 1966. The catalog expanded from digest size to magazine size. Through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, Otter World offered something of interest for hobbyists of all ages. Beginning in the 90s, sales were no longer sufficient to maintain a business. The last catalog, edition 41, rolled off the presses in 1991. In 1994, Thomas Lowe's creation of Playing Mantis marks a significant turning point in the die-cast car industry. His decision to bring back the beloved Johnny Lightning brand resonated strongly with enthusiasts and collectors. This move not only revitalized a cherished brand, but also laid the groundwork for Playing Mantis to explore other areas within the hobbyist market. Expanding beyond die-cast cars, Playing Mantis ventured into slot car racing and model kits with the introduction of polar lights. This diversification allowed the company to cater to a broader spectrum of hobbyists, tapping into the nostalgia of slot car racing and the joy of assembling model kits. However, Playing Mantis underwent a transition when RC2 Corporation acquired it in 2004. This change didn't halt Lowe's passion for innovation and dedication to the hobbyist community. Hence, he founded Round 2, a venture aimed at furthering his vision within the industry. One of the pivotal steps taken by Lowe during this phase was acquiring the Otter World brand. This strategic move involved obtaining the rights to Otter World's Thunderjet and Extraction lines from Oscar Kowaleski. By integrating these lines under the Round 2 umbrella, Lowe not only expanded the company's offerings, but also solidified its position as a leading entity in the slot car racing world. The acquisition of Otter World was a catalyst for collaboration with prominent licensors, enabling Round 2 to present a diverse range of slot cars, die-cast replicas, and model kits to enthusiasts. Furthermore, Lowe in Round 2 relaunched the Otter World web store and catalog, signifying a return to the traditional charm of the hobby. This initiative aimed to rekindle the excitement associated with browsing catalogs and eagerly awaiting the delivery of cherished items. Through these endeavors, Thomas Lowe's journeys from reviving Johnny Lightning to acquiring the Otter World brand reflects a commitment to preserving and advancing the world of die-cast cars, slot car racing, and model kits for hobbyists and collectors alike for generations to come.